Good morning and welcome to today's live show. Yesterday, obviously, we saw some bad things. And if we were paying attention to the charts, we should know when to get out of this and when it's going to get ugly. We even said when this actually does get a clean break, that's when you want to be worried. And that is a very clean break. And it kept going. But what is it, right? What is it? Does anyone? What I think was overall going on here is I think they were using Jerome Powell as a reason to do something like this. I do not think that this is, and I know I'm crazy for thinking this, but I don't think it's the moment. I really don't. And it's just because this seemed like some kind of leverage game, some kind of funky thing going into this options expiration, some kind of rebalancing. It just doesn't seem to me to have the signals that would say we're going to continue to go down. We hit exactly on the monthly expected move by the end of the day, like just very interesting stuff. So I'm paying attention to it. The truth is, with this kind of move, it can be a big moment, but it definitely is something to keep in your brain of how fast the market actually can go down with how things are positioned right now. And we talked about that waterfall moment, and we get the waterfall moment, right? So now that, to me, I really think that we're going to end up going higher. I think sometime between now and January 31st, this is my thought as of right now, is we're actually going to see a new all-time high. We're going to see a new all-time high. That's what I think. Now, I can be wrong with that, and that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I don't really have that much in the market right now. I just have my trade with USO. And the reason that I'm thinking this is volatility. When you see volatility go up rapidly by like 80% or something like that in a day, you want to pay attention to how it's behaving right after, because it could have gapped down to here. It could have gapped down to here. It could have gapped down just a little bit to here. It gapped all the way back down to here, which is where we really need to get below is our trend. And now that weekly chart that you saw yesterday, you can notice that that's actually coming back down and we're not crossed up anymore. This is why I was not trying to be like rude or anything in my video last night. I was more so just taking it very serious, trying to bring people back to reality a little bit, because I know that that big red day can cause a lot of disturbance probably for a lot of traders. But if you think about this, you're going, okay, is this really bad? If it is really bad, I'm going to continue to see it bad and see the signals that I'm paying attention to confirm. This is where we just remind you there are 2 days left for this. And yes, this thing could have gapped down to right here, could have gapped down to right here, but it gapped all the way back down to here. And you'll notice when volatility does see these surges, well, we've seen times where that actually proved to be some kind of opportunity for more upside. We do have Christmas coming up. I highly doubt they want to send the market into turmoil with Christmas around the corner. We talked about this a little bit, and I like Mike, yes, exactly. And the thing is, we talked about this a little bit with Thanksgiving, because around then we saw some sell signals pop up, and then we got rid of them very quickly. And I said, well, think about Thanksgiving. They don't want people to think there are problems or anything like that, or have a problem with that. They want you spending money for Christmas. They want you spending money for Thanksgiving. If you saw your whole portfolio and your 401k just tank by 20%, it might not encourage you to spend money in the market or in the overall economy as much. That's kind of my thinking with it. Now, I did research into it a little bit and found some people who actually agreed with me. Now, there are some YouTubers out there getting sensational, saying, yes, this is it, this is it, this is it. Notice what I'm doing. I need to see these things actually confirm by the end of the week, right? I want to be sure that that is happening. I don't have a lot of risk in it, and I can sit there and go, okay, if we're going to go into a more volatile market, that is what our course is really for, right? That is what the full technical analysis course, the trading strategy that I give in there, that is when that strategy will work really well. So if you see volatility skyrocket, you should almost be happy about that, especially if you took the course, because it just means as a trader, we're going to get more rip around moves. If you're a shorter term trader, or maybe I can take more 2-week plays, it can be a good thing. But well, the research that I found that someone was doing who is more level headed about this, had some good information on it, which kind of agreed with me on it, is that when you see this surge of 85%, it's like a huge percentage of the time, 30 days later, you actually see it going way down. Like within the next 30 days, you see it all given back up. So I think that's interesting. Now, we have to treat it seriously. If this turns back up, obviously volatility is coming back in. But I just want you to see how things are really starting to bounce. We're at a monthly expected move. So I was just trying to keep people in a little bit of, not necessarily like check, just being like, hey, it can cause you to get dramatic. They want you to get dramatic. Just think very level-headed and be like, okay, what's the next move here? What's the next move here? Now, for things like, let's see, for things like, obviously TLT is very, very bad. And that was more, I think, in the dollar going way up. That was some things going on, I think, with China for the most part, actually. From what I looked at, it looked like China was dumping bonds, dumping dollars onto us, and that's why the dollar got really strong all of a sudden. But we'll see what that has for us going forward. Now, if we look at NVIDIA, and this was another assessment of mine, and I just genuinely was trying to figure this out, and I go, well, if we're really crashing, well, NVIDIA hasn't even come below this low. Like, if we're really crashing, then AMD would be falling through the floor, not holding up at a trend line. You know what I mean? And weirdly enough, this AMD signal is still kind of there. So just very interesting stuff. Amazon, right, getting that bounce. Tesla, getting some kind of bounce. Remember Tesla, this is a very, very strong move. See if this will load up down here real quick. I'll look at oil in a sec, Maurice. But if you look at Tesla, the 30-minute didn't even have weakness here. Like you did on the RSI. But you'll see that all the time. So that's why I'm like, okay, let's see if it goes to the 5 and turns up one more time and sets a trap after options expiration. That's something I would pay attention to. But I think this was, hey, let's really get this thing down. Let's, maybe something to do with margin calls and things like that. Maybe because people have a ton of leverage up in these areas. Hey, let's shoot that thing down, steal a bunch of money, and then, hey, all right, let's send it back higher. So we'll see if this actually has anything to say. Then the 30 minutes going to be able to curl up today. IWM, 30 minutes going to be able to curl up today. Qs, 30 minutes going to be able to curl up today. And look at the Qs. Everything's burning, but tech stocks, which are really the dangerous thing right now, you would say tech in general is the dangerous thing. Well, good thing that curled down on a 30-minute and never curled back up, right? You never got the confirmed move higher, but this is a bad amount of selling. Really, just zoom out. Look where we're at. Yeah, we wiped out a bunch of days, but we were talking about a move. It just happened in one day down to our buy zone. And that's where the breakout area is. Look where we react to, directly to the breakout area, and we bounce up. Remember how I've been pointing out these breakout areas. Now let's look at some other stocks. Well, we can look at Meta. How's that reacting out of the breakout area? There you go, breakout area right there. Curling down though, so very, very worrisome. You still have to treat it with caution. Microsoft, where is it reacting to? Oh, well, the breakout area, once again. Now I would like that to come a little bit deeper. We'll see what happens with that. So you just have some stocks that are really testing those. Now Google, I'm a little bit more worried about. I think this needs to do a little bit more. A little bit more I think would be good for Google. And if this is going to continue down, then we're going to see volatility turn up and we're going to see some basing out signals. As far as the oil play goes, what I'm really looking for oil is for this to just gain some steam. Right? I want it to gain some steam, and technically my sell signal for oil will be take some off on the 4-hour next curl up. Right, so the 4 hours next big move, you see that? Because where do we generally see these big moves get some weakness is when you actually see divergence at the top or some kind of lower high. So I'm looking for this to confirm. If that can confirm today, I would be very happy with it. I would see it head in the upward direction. If it makes a divergence, I'm out. If it controls this all the way through, if we bust all the way through, we get higher than this, we get higher than this, then that would be, okay, take a little bit of profit, leave some, take a little bit more, and then it's done, right? That's how I'm going to treat oil going forward. USO, if you want to do it on that, that would be a 2-hour chart. You'll see that the 2-hour is, it's a little bit different than the 4-hour, but look where it is. It's very positive. So I'm just looking for this to break through. And if that can break through and not do this and fail, then it can maybe do this and then curl up over time and get to that target up here towards 77.10. But I'm going to be taking profit on the way up for sure. TLT, I want to see if that can get a bounce around, but the yield just keeps going higher. Remember, we were talking about how things can get ugly when these things do cross up, and now we're seeing it get a little bit scary. So we'll see what happens with this. But just as far as Jerome Powell goes, I was just very surprised to see that, because Jerome Powell literally said, you can quote him, he literally said, we clearly avoided a recession. He was proud of the fact that they clearly avoided a recession. And the market went down right pretty much during that moment. And I was just like, that is so interesting to me that this seems kind of weird. This seems not like the right move. And so that's why I was very hesitant to just be like, oh yeah, this is going to tank, right? Now, we might need to make a stronger base here. That's going to take a lot of time. Okay, that's going to take a lot of time. Just note this. Right now, 68% chance to do that. All right. By Friday close, 68% chance to do that. So what can we look at from the SPY to help us out here? Well, what do we do a lot of the time when we touch one of these Bollingers? We react down to the 20. We touch this Bollinger, we completely lose the 20, we go to bottom. So wouldn't we like this retest? And look where that retest would be. Right in our zone right now. So I think that's more what you're looking for if it's going to continue. This is where you start thinking, okay, is that rolling over? Can I go short? Can this go lower? Okay, can it go back up, right? That's what we would start to think in these areas. So now I'm looking for that test of the 20 to see how this thing behaves. Rejection right now off of the weekly expected move for the Qs. Let's go into it on a 30-minute here. Good morning. Got my low $7 Wolf entry. Let's go. Hey, Wolf might do a little turnaround thing soon. Now, I really would like a daily turn up here. Daily turn up for Wolf would really convince me to go in on it. I was actually looking at FFIE as well, because it's kind of starting to make a base down here and it's getting really close to going positive. I kind of like the 4-hour signal here. See that 4-hour kind of controlled down. If that can curl up, where would it be? Positive territory. So I am paying attention to these little guys to see if I can make a fun play here. AMC and GME, nice little reaction up so far. Just very, very little compared to yesterday, right? So what we would want to say is now's not the moment, right? Because the 30-minute is turned down. But if that 30-minute turns up, doesn't that look kind of juicy? Doesn't that look like, hey, it could end Friday up in this area? Ooh, that'd be pretty cool, but the 2-hour has crossed down here, so that would mean a 2-hour pullback is the most likely thing. But if that 30-minute can hold up, look what you got here. You got low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. You are still in this overall trend, and that's starting to, I believe, ramp up, actually. See if that goes like that. I don't mind it. Palantir, look at that reaction. Pretty solid reaction, 5%. What did it lose yesterday? 5%, 2%, so like 7% almost overall. Mara was one that I was kind of shouting out, okay? I was saying, hey, watch if Mara comes down to these low levels and then makes a move up. So if this 30-minute can cross, that would mean some good things. I like it. I like it. I don't know if I love it and want some more of that yesterday, but we'll go with it so far. One thing to look at was gold. Obviously, the dollar going up, gold hated that. GLD does not like when the dollar goes up. Now, something you'll notice as well, Bitcoin. This is why I'm going to go, ooh, this is very, very weird, because this is a daily sell signal, right? This is not what you want to see. So we should be paying attention to how bad this can get. But right now, I'm like, this seemed like a weird flash crash kind of move, you know, like we've seen a little bit in the past. And hey, if this just curls up, what are we going to do? We're going to continue the positive trend. We didn't even have the daily reversal signals, which Bitcoin, it pops up the reversal signals like, I want to say almost every single time. So if you're going to see a sell-off in some way, you'll notice you will see a signal. We didn't have a signal here. So very interesting, right? Very, very interesting. See, even this right here, you have a signal here. You have a signal in the opposite direction here. It's very good. Bitcoin's very good at giving 2-hour and 4-hour signals. So I'm very skeptical to believe. Now look at VIX 9-day. Holy, look where that opens up. That would be interesting. Let's see here. Oh, AMC now up 2%. Okay, so we got to actually watch some of these things. I'm going to keep these up on my other charts while you guys pay attention to the Qs starting to reject off of the weekly expected move. And I'm interested to see how people open up if they get kind of bearish this morning. Get ready to swing trade up. That's, I mean, it's facts though. Like, it's facts. You're down to a monthly expected move. You went both of these went down to our buy zones. That's the crazy part. It just happened very, very quickly. Here. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. I wanted to pull up this on this side. Oh, another thing I wanted to show was if I have my channel for the SPY on my other charts, I just don't want to draw it up right now. If I look at the channel from the SPY, they want to get back into this zone. They want to get back in this channel. Where did it gap to? It gapped back in this channel. So now what do we have the opportunity to do on this? Well, we have the opportunity to see that daily move go like this. Right? We're still looking for the reversal signal. We did not have it on the daily scale here for the SPY. You didn't even have it for the Qs. The Qs turning down, but right now we don't have those signals for the Qs. So I think this is going to play out a lot differently than people expect from that big selling yesterday. Yeah. Now I'm going to pull up on my other charts, just pay attention to a couple of memers out there just to see the reaction from GME. Because that is still positive in positive territory, right? The 30-minute can still curl up and still be positive. One thing I need to check here. The Dow is kind of booming. DJI, the Dow Jones, currently up 0.96, DIA up 1.01, SPY up 1%, Qs up only 0.84 as of right now. This is what I wanted to look out for the Dow. Now the Dow's in a tough spot, or the DIA, if you will. So the DIA is not able to build it back just yet. So if I pull up a daily, right, and we look at the recent trend, what the hell did I just do? Oh, I accidentally clicked on my alerts. If we look at this trend, we kind of connect these lows, right? We connect these lows, you would go, oh, okay, well, we see where the retest would be, and it would be right in the bottom of our zone. It would be right here. So this is one that was not able to gap up back into the trend as of right now, which is very interesting. This has been weak for a long time. This one had more weakness for longer, then got the major weakness. I would expect a bigger snapback, maybe at least to make some kind of, left shoulder that it forgot about. We've seen that a lot. So I think something like that is most likely to come, but we'd have to retake this channel line, this well, not necessarily channel, you'd want to retake that support line to really kind of make you feel better about things going back up. But we can see, look at the daily time frame. Look at the daily time frame. I mean, yes, this one actually did have divergence here, flat, kind of flat, a little bit down, but it didn't have it on the MACD at the same time. So I'd like to go see it make it at the same time or make that lower high. I'm down with that as well. Apple, let's go look at that once again. Apple, very interesting because it's crashing, it's crashing. Yeah, you got to close below the 5, but if you really are looking at this 2-hour trend, you're going, did we even make a new low? Not necessarily. Now we've confirmed divergence here. That is very, very troublesome. That can curl over daily charts. But we haven't necessarily done that yet. I think we may have to take our time with this. But if I'm looking at this from a risk perspective still, and I'm a guy that trades Apple a lot, which I am, well, then I'm still looking for this, right? I'm still looking for the opportunity like this, So if it wants to do this, it wants to do crazy things throughout, next week for Christmas, and then we start to come down, hey, that's fine with me. Alrighty. I think the Qs are more interesting because the weekly expected move is right there. Now you're testing. Very interesting stuff. Alright, let me go look at some shit. Yeah. Alright, we're good. Don't have to do much. AMD is such garbage. That's why I told you I was taking it. And then I was like, it unconfirmed once, and I was like, that's it. I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. Screw AMD. I'm not. I just can't. I stayed away from it for like 6 months, gave it another try, immediately have to manage a trade and break even on something and be out. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. Sorry, AM Dizzle. But for some reason, the big players hate AMD. Advanced Money Destroyer. Yeah, Pablo, and I think that would make some sense. Now, we are noticing we're hitting maximum lows for, like, we're hitting lows and breadth that normally you see a reaction. So this reaction does make sense. Now we have to see if the trend continues, right? I think a 30-minute curl up, a 30-minute curl down would tell you a lot more, right? How the 30-minute curls up. Does it curl up like this? Or does it curl up more like this in a pretty decent pattern here that kind of goes like this and then drops like this and then curls down? That would mean, hey, we might need to make a stronger base. So once again, I can just sit and watch this digest because I did all of the risk management by just not putting too much risk out there. Not too much risk, which is nice. I felt, you know, very good, but also I was like, damn, I had volatility calls like a couple days ago that I just got out of for a break even, and I was like, that's unfortunate. I had the thought too, to just play it both ways, sell one once I see a break of that triangle, and then I didn't do it. I said, no, I'm gonna stay managed. I'm an idiot, you know what I mean? Look at Netflix. Netflix, like, okay, one thing I wanted to do as well was for some of these stocks. Netflix went down to its 20. It does not have daily divergence. This could be all the pullback we get. It can be very, very tight, right? That 2 hour crosses up. Where is it for Netflix? It's by that center line, by the way. So 2 hour crosses up. Positivity can be there. The only thing taking a crap is TLT, which I think it's this too. I think Jerome Powell is not in any control at all, and the bond traders, bond people across the planet are controlling everything right now because they realize that inflation is upticking and these rates technically do need to go higher to fight inflation. And with tariffs coming in, we could see a little bit more. So I think that's what's going on with the yields at this point. But the Fed is cutting rates. It's kind of like they have to do the cutting of rates while they should be raising rates because of how they've done this thing so far. The truth is everyone tries to be reactionary to these things, and it's no. If you see inflation, you get it down. You have to cause some pain, but they want to keep markets going up forever. They want the charade to continue always. Could have just saw inflation was going to get ugly, raise those rates really, really high, like higher than we did to take care of the problem. I think we only raised it like half as much to really take care of the problem. He had to raise like double, cause a lot of pain for the economy, but then that pain can be short. But because we do the same problem as we always do with these type of things, well, we're probably going to go through more pain now because of this, or at least extended. Like it'll take a longer time. Oh, there's the VIX 9-day. I wanted to see how that opened up. So look at VIX 9-day. Boop. So magically, all of a sudden, this stuff is all coming down. So when you start to look at this again, you go, okay, if that 30-minute curls up, I should be aware of it because that was a big pop last time. So I want to be aware if that turns back up. But right now, you're just kind of stuck in this gap. We're going to see if this is a gap and crap or a gap and go. Kind of cool. Gives you a VIX 9-day gives you a seasonal. And you see we have this spike right in here a lot of the time in purple there for 2022. We can see down below we had a pop there in 2023. But right after this, we get our pop in 2024. And then normally it subsides very dramatically. So we'll see if that continues. That's a cool little seasonality chart. I want to compare this to an actual seasonality I can find somewhere else. Oh, yeah, that's right. GDP, guys. GDP came out this morning, 3.1%. Previously 3%, consensus 2.8, forecast 2.8. Initial jobless claims came out at 220K. Previous was 242K. The consensus on this is 230K and 235K. Came in a little bit lower than expected. Watch out for revisions. I'm going to watch this in the futures for you guys for a second. I think this would help us out if this happens right now. So I'm going to watch that. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking at other stuff over here to keep us aware. Because we're rejecting off, I want to be aware of the futures here. Because I don't look at a 30-minute often for futures, but I just want to pay attention if this thing crosses down right here for you guys, because that would mean another test of our zone is very, very likely. Yeah. See, normally we get our dip before now, but I guess in 2022 we dipped down through December. Maybe we see that again. VVIX starting out low, climbing back to high, so volatility is still going to remain volatile. Oh, excuse me, sorry. VIX is not done. Yeah, we'll see if that 30-minute curls up, then that VIX is not done. Apple, looking for that daily pullback for Apple. It does have 2-hour divergence there, so, and it has confirmed. I would say a daily rollover is likely. BTC, another one with another reversal signal there, right? So our signals are saying this should continue to be bad. It's just I'm taking into consideration the funkiness of options expiration tomorrow, the amount of money on the line tomorrow. It's the last one of the year. The last quad witching of the year is tomorrow. So I kind of am expecting something funky. And then maybe we see something interesting. But we'll see if these things continue to dump. That is not a good signal. Right? That is not a good signal. Yeah, that's not what you want to see, but I just want you to notice how the 4-hour still can curl up into positive territory. So it didn't have the signal for that to happen like we did over here. You'd like to see something like this again. It's kind of like the Qs. That's kind of like the Qs that made this over here, got some kind of little sell-off, but then we never really made it again, right? We just see it on the RSI. It's just not on the MACD at the same time. We can see that that's above. So I would like to see this. I think that would be good. Trap people again, options expiration, then we start to fall over, or maybe we just keep building up better, right? Bitcoin, this is the point of the cycle where you actually should see more upside. It's just you're up high right now. DIA still not able to go back in the zone. You're looking at another day. What do you have here? Let's really look. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Could it be 11? Because you got a gap right below you, right? You have a gap right here. Right, if we were making another zone, the next zone's relatively obvious. We can do that actually if we want to. Yeah, this would be our next zone. Check the dollar. So the dollar, I'm interested to see this if it rolls. I'm interested to see if the dollar rolls, if this is a fake out kind of thing where, yeah, we're going to gung ho and go higher. Oh, but we had a divergence here on the RSI. Now we have a divergence possibly formed here for the third time, right? The third one for the RSI. So you would say triple divergence RSI, single divergence now, but now they're on both indicators. So this is where we'll pay attention to weakness. Do we see weakness right now? Not necessarily, but the dollar can do funky things, okay? So just pay attention to if you even don't have those. Right now, you should expect this to go up because you don't have the reversal signals. But I'm just saying if this would reverse for whatever reason, you start to see that turn down, that would be divergence, and that says, hey, this thing is done, and most likely it's gonna reload down to a buy zone in some way. And notice that would lead you into January of 2025. Could lead you all the way into March. I'm using TradingView, tradingview.com, and I just use the website. DJ, Mr. Raj. Yeah, thanks, Laws, for keeping it up. Dollar touching the 30-minute cross. Yeah, I don't pay attention to 30 minutes for this. But yeah, you can see that extension. You can go that deep if you want. I'm just more looking, I more look at the dollar for the slightly bigger trend move just because it trades more time. But yeah, this is something I am keeping on my radar. The fact that we've seen a massive surge downward and now we're starting to get a bounce up and it's like, hey, we're in a buy zone. What's going to happen? Are we going to build in this area? We could just sit down here for a while, then get a reaction. But you want to very obviously point out how you would break down further, right? Very obvious how we would want to break down further. $32, GME. GME looks pretty obviously this week, 32. You can really see it across. So if you look here, and if you even go into the shorter time frames, like go into a 30-minute, watch what happens when you get anywhere close to 32. We get above it, ooh, it sells rapidly right here. Look at that, 32. Right when you get above it, hey, you're up above it. 1 minute here, So obviously our weekly expected move is important, but you can see right here, now they don't even want to get to 32. So 32, I'd be marking off maybe even 32.10 and saying that would be a good level to close above this week. All right, getting some good price action there. It is following the market more. Now, why would it be following the market more? Well, we know that institutions have been slowly buying into this, and I think we've seen an uptick in that in the last month. So what are we looking for, though? As technical traders, we're looking for when enough of those institutions have bought that we can see it produce something good on our indicator on the 30-minute, right? That's what we're looking for first. Next, you're looking for something like AMC to be able to go positive on the 2-hour. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm leaning towards for AMC, because I think it's very obvious, and maybe this happens for GME too. I am looking for some kind of flush moment. I actually think a flush down to 383 would be nice, maybe even down to 365 or something like that, down at low levels. And then everyone says, oh, it's dead, it's gone, and then you just see this. That's what I want to see. Oh my gosh, I would be so happy. I would be so happy. But a lot of this is thinking positively. If you understand the problem, then and you're seeing this go down, you're probably like, oh, this sucks. But I mean, that just means you're most likely doing options and you're most likely not reacting when this does curl down on the 30-minute and then it goes down for a bit. And if it curls back up, you can take another chance. You know, that's kind of how I treat it. But I would really like to see that. I think a lot of people would get flushed out, and then right as everyone gives up on it, boom, we see this, and I think that would be fan-freaking-tastic. So that is something I'm genuinely looking for. As of right now for GME, that would mean we're going to break this. I think that means you're going to break this and you flush. I'm talking about maybe you flush, like this is a double top, and then you flush down. That would be very, very interesting to see that flush to lower levels. Now, I think GME will hold up better, but I would like to see some kind of flush moment that really convinces people, oh, this is really bad, and then you just see a 2-hour curl back up in a positive territory, and you go, okay, that looks good. That's what I would think would be a great opportunity. That's why I say I would like to see it. Obviously, I would like to see it if this thing went up very fast. Okay, maybe I'll look into a visionary. I've always used the web link. I don't know why. I think Meta bottom there. Yeah, so Meta reacting exactly where we wanted to. It just did it very quickly. So that's a big deal. You can really see from Meta, you probably wanted to create something right here. Something right here. Now you have retested that, but you probably wanted to do this. So for something like Meta, the 2-hour pullback scenario is still there. We've reacted to our level, 598.41. That's where I wanted to react to. That is your breakout area. Now you got to see if the test is able to cross back up. If that can cross back up, hey, you got yourself maybe even a new sequence here of positivity. The Meta, you got to be a little more careful with. That one's actually showing daily reversal signals that could curl down weeklies. I'm pretty sure it's on, is it on the weekly as well? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, and it's on the weekly as well. So when this happens, that's when you want to be a little bit more scared. That's why I'm saying we just have time. And be thankful this didn't happen on a Friday. I'm going to say that too. Be thankful that didn't happen on a Friday, because you would have 2 days of confusion and then wake up on Monday and maybe see the market bouncing. So be happy that it happened on a Wednesday, because now you can sit, you can look at how things behave for 2 more days and process what's going on. It's very nice. It's very good that it happened on a Wednesday and not a Friday. Just gonna shout that out. Okay. Q's still 30-minute. Really looks like we rejected. We might go down for the double dip. Let's look at this on a 5-minute chart. I know it's going to be really tight. Look how deep that 5-minute is. You really wanted to see more positivity here. Let me go look at shit over here. Okay, let's see if that 30-minute crosses for you guys. Right now you are getting a confirmation, only not on the MACD. So you have 2 confirmations not on the MACD yet that we are going to go for a double dip down into this zone, but the MACD hasn't confirmed. I usually wait for the MACD confirmation because that's the lagging one. So if that one's going to show it, then it's definitely there. I should know in the next probably hour or so. So by the time the stream's ending, we should have kind of an answer if we're going to go for that double dip. Right now, relatively controlled on this 5-minute. You'd like to see a good V shape here. And it's kind of what I said in my video last night too. This just shows you how manipulated the market is. And how they use an event like Jerome Powell. Like, I didn't hear him say anything that was really that different than what he said. And then you see the titles everywhere of, oh, Jerome Powell crashed the stock market. Jerome Powell did not crash the stock market. He didn't. It's maybe bonds, and it's maybe liquidation. Like, it's margin. That's what it seems like to me. People got over leveraged. It always dips when I buy. Okay, Insane. You let us know when you buy something and we'll short it and then we'll split the profits. No. Yeah, and he's slowing down the cut, but like, we had rates risen for a long time. We still based out with that. Like, the thing is, he can't raise rates, so that's going to be a threat. You're more likely to see an emergency cut moment than an emergency raise, and that's how I believe it. That, I believe, is the reaction we got. Well, if you dig into it, though, the amount of leverage that was there, you'll actually see tweets from people too, tweets from big players that were like, man, okay, we need to rebalance our stuff. We're pretty over leveraged up in these areas. So as long as we don't drop too much, then I won't get margin called. And then this happened. So I think it was more so that, and I think Jerome Powell was an excuse, but we can differ in opinion, you know, a little bit. I think we're just differing a little bit. I think we're on the same page. We're just like a little bit different in opinion, and that's fine. Yeah, and what you want to do if yesterday beat you up, go look at what was wrong, right? Because if you look at the SPY, and we even just pull up a 2-hour, what were we looking for? We were looking for the 2-hour to confirm the next move higher. That never happened. It actually crossed down right way over here on a negative bar, weirdly enough, right? That's -3.9. And then, yeah, we get that 30-minute reaction up. So you go, oh, okay, not short again, right? Manage the trade, 30-minute. And then the 30-minute curls up. And what does it do? It curls down into negative territory with a clean break. That's what we were looking for. You know, for me, I would be like, okay, I can target weekly expected move and take a little play down to this. That's how I would overall have done it. But you did have signals that told you, hey, being long right here, especially on an ugly bar like this, when it's breaking through, it's not the best idea. What did we even draw up in our thumbnail? Who remembers what we drew up in our thumbnail? This was the bullish scenario. This was the bearish scenario. And the bearish scenario played out. So we were very in tune with the two scenarios for the day. And also, oh, something that happened too. So right before the event, Richard, you'll like this one. You'll like this one. Since you're talking about VIX. So do you know what happened right before, like literally 5 minutes before the dumping? A big whale took a ton of volatility options to the call side right before the flush happened, like 5 minutes before it started. Like 5 minutes before it started, a whale came in and said, oh yeah, I'm buying a load of volatility calls. We'll see if they sell them, right? We'll see if they sell them. Volatility ticking up again. This is why I was aware of, oh shoot, I gotta pull up futures for you guys over here, my bad. Yeah, see the 30-minute was confirming the downside where we could go for that double dip. And it still hasn't confirmed yet, so we can go a lot lower actually than that dip right there. We actually can go to the bottom of our zone on the next dip. That'll be interesting. Just keep note where that daily expected move is. And this is why we're kind of looking at 5 minutes, right? We're seeing if we can get a little 5 minute curl down, 5 minute curl up. Hasn't confirmed on the MACD yet though, so we got time. In an hour, we'll probably see how this thing wants to structure out. But volatility increasing, a lot of people probably, I mean, I know some people personally who are eaten up by that, and I was like, well, were you watching the signals? No, I just thought it would go up, right? So, you know, that's where you kind of have to go, well, it's a little bit shame on you. I don't say that to hate on you. I don't want you to, I want you to learn from if you got hurt yesterday and just know, hey, I need to trust my signals a little bit more, that's all. All right, nothing curling down just yet. How are people positioning now? Put side. Okay, put side. Okay, you see a massive drop like this. To take puts here is very, very risky. Just so you're aware. The monthly expected move is there. You're in a buy zone. You were in need of a drop. You're stretching out the Bollinger. You can get a reaction back up to here. There's a lot of risk to going short right here. Right? You're better off taking your time, even if this goes like this and then goes like this. This is the better area to look for those opportunities, right? If you get rejection from your moving averages coming down from this point, right? If it doesn't give you that opportunity, hey, yeah, you can take little 30-minute plays and stuff like that for volatility probably, but it's not the best idea to see a 3% down day. Was it a black, like, and you're seeing NVIDIA hold up a little bit better and things like that, and you're going, oh, okay, I'm going to take shorts now. It's kind of the opposite time, right? This is when you want the short. This is when you want to cover those shorts, right? The monthly expected move. Crazy that can you guys believe it? The SPY is at the bottom side monthly expected move right now. Like, that is crazy to me. I was shorting yesterday, still holding. There you go. See, if you're in your position already, it's like, okay. Like, if I got my position here, okay. But I haven't even seen 5-minute reversals here or anything like that. We're just looking at a 5 minute, so it's a little more fun. Yeah, let's look at IWM then. IWM, again, you're looking at that downturn. You're filling this gap soon. Looks like you might have already done that. The 30-minute is really, really deep. Now, do I want to be short here or do I want to be short here? Right, on the initial drop, boom, short, crazy happens. Now we can look for that downside. Okay, now we can see where are we at. Oh, we have some liquidity in here. We just filled a massive gap, right? Massive gap. We were talking about a retest of that gap because that's really your breakout area, right? This whole box in here is what we wanted to pay attention to. We went past it. But you have to understand, this has been going down dramatically for a long time. The time now, you're spreading out the Bollinger Bands a lot. So you most likely will at least see a reaction to retest what now? Well, you would say the breakdown or the what could have been neckline, right? So a retest of this and then it fails. You see a 30-minute move that goes like this and then fails. That's when you start to think a little bit more in the short direction. Right now, it would be, hey, if I still think something crazier is happening, maybe I sell enough contracts to get completely out of my risk to break even, and then I see what happens. Ah, damn it, Terry. Yeah, Robert, I mean, that's how I see it as of right now, right? If you're even looking at the weekly scale, where are you at? Like, if we look from the weekly scale, where are you? You're at the weekly 20. If you can take that back, it's saying, okay, that might be all the pullback you get. I know it's confirmed right now, but look how it looks at the end of the week. And you don't necessarily have divergence on the MACD. You do have it on the RSI. Sound just fell off a cliff. Uh-oh. Ooh. Well, this is that waterfall moment can happen, right? Anything like this can get that waterfall of selling to come in. And now you're potentially getting it. Let's look at a 2-hour, see if you get any hints. A lot of divergence on the RSI, not on the MACD though. So that means this can get bad, right? You don't need it on both at the same time, but this would lean towards the 2-hour pulls back to where? Most likely a breakout area, somewhere in this block, this starting right here at about $15.50, $15. $15 would be nice. You come back down in that area and then you see a nice uptick. You go like this, you go like that, just like last time. Very, very good. Now you have divergence, so you have to be aware this daily could cross. If that daily does cross, now it's a little medium likely, right? It's a little bit likely because you have it pretty clean on the RSI, triple divergence. But we can just say, okay, where's that going to go to? Even if that daily crosses down, it could go right to here, fondle around for a little bit, and then turn back up. So you're looking for the next opportunity. Look at the last time. The last time was here. Little pullback, boom. So just look for opportunity, right? We're still doing the same thing as, like, even though that was terrible yesterday, we're still doing the same thing as yesterday. Isn't that crazy? This was awful. Look at the daily MACD, it's still positive. This means positive trend. Have we lost the main channel? No. You really haven't. You really haven't. Now, if this starts to if it keeps going, we break the channel, we cross on a weekly, we'll treat it very seriously. That's when you want to be like, okay, this can be a crash. I don't want to be long. But if I start seeing little signals here and there that say, we might be bouncing, then that's what I'll be calling out. All right, we just are trying to reject and go positive now in the future. So that's telling me something interesting. That's saying we might actually start to head up. Now we got to see if that fully rejects, but that would lead to maybe some kind of ABC move here. We're still not away from the risk of coming down for a double dip. You have nothing that is positive right now in the shorter time frames. Nothing that is positive in the shorter time frames. That's a little worrisome. We gotta check on our other boys over here. Man, it is trying. GME, they're trying. Microsoft. I wanted to look at Meta again. A lot of wicks down there. Oof, that monthly expected move is right at the breakdown area for Meta. DIA, IWM. PLT took a vomit. Curled down, never curled back up. Unfortunate. Unfortunado. I don't even know if that's a word. I say it all the time. Go look at Tesla. Tesla's still looking at that 30-minute turns up for Tesla. Good things. Could set a trap by the end of the week, but we are trying to hold below the 5-day for Tesla. Not as good there. Apple rocket ship. So if Apple's going to say we're going up, we might end up going up here. If Apple retakes that 5 and curls up on this MACD, I would expect a lot of things to do the same. That's how it goes sometimes with Apple, guys. I've traded Apple a ton. You're probably going to start to see things curl up if Apple is able to curl up. VIX, Hasn't curled up yet. We'll see if this continues to reject. Look at a 2 hour. If that confirms down, you're more likely to see that downside, obviously, bigger time frames. And remember that volatility, the VIX, it's not a number, it's not a money value, it's a reading. All right, we're trying to dip down into the zone. What do we do in a zone? Hey, we like to break outside of it, dip down into it, and then if we get those buyers to step in, we can see prolonged positivity. So that's kind of what it looks like we're doing right now. Look at this guy. Everything looks similar too. Kind of wild. IWM looks similar, DIA looks similar, SPY and the Qs, yeah, pretty damn similar across the board. Qs with a great rejection off of the weekly moving or the weekly expected move bottom side there. Where was that most likely area to land by the end of the month? Oh yeah, it's right here. That would be freaking crazy. I don't think we see that right now. It's just saying the daily could cross though, so it would make sense. Maybe we just retest the highs for a second here, or retest 526.26. Important levels for the SPY. Let's talk about that for a second. Important levels for the SPY, still 610. 610 still proven to be an important level. The more important one right now is 600. 600 is where, if you get above that, you're back to bullish for the most part. And then I want to look for the other one. I was looking at this morning so I could have it for you. Let's see, today, 600. And that's it, man. So actually pretty bullish there. 595 is what we're probably going to see. So it looks like 595, not a lot of, it says there's a lot of puts, but it looks like a lot of YOLO puts. Like 553, 550, 560. That seems kind of YOLO-y to me. So I'm going to pay attention to 610 and 615 by tomorrow close. Isn't that crazy? Amazon with like a vertical cup and handle on the 5-minute. All right, NVIDIA, now let's see if you give us a hint. NVIDIA still positive, in positive territories on the 30-minute. If this was a crash, NVIDIA would be crashing. Oh, let's look at MSTR. Let me go look at that real quick. Ooh, remember we talked about that breaking. The 4-hour give you the signal? Yeah, remember the 4-hour crossing? That's what we were paying attention to. Now that could be a retest of another breakout, so we'll see. This is what I'm talking about. It's like once people realize like, oh, buying MSTR is just like buying a shittier price on Bitcoin, they might just dump the thing. All right, SPY not given or not going back in the channel just yet. Gave it up again. All right. Let's go 5-minute, just look at this. VIX 5-minute, okay. Yeah, see how everything looks very similar. So Apple's the one kind of dictating like, hey, I want to go higher. See if that held. Yeah, it's holding too. Very nice. What do you think happens with these guys today? Yeah. Alrighty. And of course, AMD. It was good though. So this is where you see it react to the 5-day. So for AMD, this is actually good because this was pretty good because you got the reaction of the 5-day and then you got the signal to get the hell out. But for them. And by the way, if you're not doing it, you should be on a 15 while doing this and realize, okay, that's the bar that convinces me to get out at 125.42, saves you from a 5-point drop. But the 30-minute, this is why I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. It like broke out and failed, and I was like, nope, not doing it. I was like, if you want to, yeah, that's okay, but I'm not going to do it. And the other thing is, that's why I was very clear in mentioning, if you're going to do anything going into FOMC, make sure you are managing risk. That's the important part, and hopefully that was a lesson learned, and we can put that all behind us. Nvidia, right, didn't even take out the low, so this is why I wasn't too worried yesterday. I was just like, hey, maybe this is an opportunity. That's kind of how I saw it. Look at Palantir, 5% up, kind of crazy. But we just want to see what overall the SPY is going to do, in my opinion. We want to see if this is going to dip down again. I don't know why I'm drawing everywhere. Alrighty, let's see if the... Nope, nothing yet. You're trying to go positive a little bit here in the future, so I'm just seeing what actually takes place here. Ah! Oh, that was my back if you heard that. That was my freaking back right now, dude. See what's going on over here, and then I'll get back to the chat in just one moment. Nope. Nothing. All right, we're giving it up there. Yeah, we're just looking at SPY for now. I'm just leaving it here. I like to talk about things going on in my other charts. If it seems important, I'll bring it over. Crunchy. Told you I've had those back issues for a bit. Yeah, VVIX is reacting back up very dramatically. Like, hey, oh yeah, volatility's gone. Oh wait, it's staying. Okay, so expect it to be volatile, right? If we see this 30-minute curl up, you want to be paying attention to it. That's why we're looking at the 5-minute, seeing if this goes bloop. We want to see if there's a little tiny buy signal down here. IWM, I'll pull up on my other chart real quick. Let me look at this. Yeah, pretty flaggy for IWM. Nothing confirmed yet on my side of things, so the double dip, not necessarily confirmed even with the drop so far, but it's going to take some time to confirm that over here, so that's why we're looking. Let me look a little bit closer maybe. It's going to be too helpful. Seem too. Why it pays to just sit back, watch the craziness for a while, see a signal, and then be like, all right, that's the direction we're probably going to go. Oh, one thing that needs to be chatted about real quick as we're looking at this, I just want you to see, well, if one thing's saying there's something very sick out there, it's housing, man. It is the housing sector. It's home builders. They are saying this is ugly. Something is really, really sick here. Like, this is an almost absolute collapse. And like, look at it starting to go vertically down. Like, it started out going, oh, now we're going down. So very worried about that. Now we are going into an area where we could have some sort of support. So right when I say that, I'm like, yeah, we're in that big liquidity in here. We'll see. But I just wanted to see, I wanted you to see home builders taking an absolute vomit. Man, I wish this thing would give me a confirmation. Oh, let me look at this. Maybe this will help. No, it looks the exact same as everything else. Everything looks so similar. Like, if one happens, it's all happening. Bonds are saying that this is not good. AMD about to go down to a weekly expected move. Isn't that crazy? Of course, because it's AMD. Now you notice the dollar slightly dropping, but still holding up really, really well. Looks like another curl up from the dollar could happen for a little bit today. Looks like the dollar could see continued strength for a little bit here. That's what it overall looks like to me. We'll see if that turns and flips. Back to here, and then I'll get to the chat. All right, we are not confirming it there. Not confirming it there. IWM, yeah, a little more weakness there for IWM, but not confirming it there. Interesting. Crazy day. Oh wait, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. All right, now I'm gonna go to the chat. You think continued sell-off here? Well, just note that this is a buy zone. I think we sold off for close to not the right reason. I think it was more of an excuse. But yes, if we see continued selling, then we're going to see that proven, right? We're going to see volatility turn up on a 30-minute. That's what I'd be watching for if we're going to see another move lower than this. And then be watching for quick little signals. Tesla? Yeah, I don't think we've looked at Tesla actually, but for the most part for Tesla, I just want you to see how the 30-minute is still within range to go positive. Now it's giving it up again, right? We can see this 5-minute is not looking happy. It looks like it wants to go for a double dip. But I just want you to be aware, this area right here is your last real breakout area most likely, right? So this is like the first breakout area. You notice that we're kind of moving up but slightly sideways, up but slightly sideways. And then you see this vertical move. That's when you pay attention. You have a gap there. So this area would be an area to create some kind of 30-minute bounce. If that bounce isn't going to come, then most likely you're just going to see this 5-minute roll and not be able to turn up in that area, right? We're going to see the 5-minute roll get down to something like 530 to 529, and then we're going to see this just keep breaking through, not be able to find that support and turn back up. But the main thing here is if I'm just paying attention, if I'm even short here in some way, okay, that's fine. But if this 30-minute curls up, the most likely thing is take out this high, go make a new one, just so you are aware. Still close enough. Now, you want to pay attention to lower high because it's a little negative. But the 2-hour as well does not have reversal. So even if you get a bigger dip down, right? We talked about the bigger dip down. Even if you get something like that, well, if it holds up earlier, anytime that this wants to curl up, positivity can be there. That's what we're kind of noticing about Tesla. Is it's just extremely bullish, but the pull down can be a lot bigger. We talked about the waterfall of selling that can happen. So yeah, now we're waiting for opportunity. Is that opportunity on the 30-minute? Is that going to be on the 2-hour? Is that going to be on the daily scale? That's what we're kind of paying attention to, sitting back, being patient, not having to trade, right? I don't have to trade. I don't have to take any risk while things are a little bit sketchy. Ooh, they really look like they want the double dip now. Yeah, it really looks like we want a double dip. And that can be prolonged for a little bit. It doesn't have to be just a 5-minute dip. It's really starting to look like it. You got 46 seconds. Let me see this in 40 seconds, guys. Let me look at volatility at the same time. Yeah, it really looks like it wants to do another dip. That's funny. DIA and SPY holding the strongest. So I'm going to watch the US 100. That looks the weakest. So Q's here. We're looking for the double dip. I think this is actually what we should be watching. Hey, no, this would be the confirmation bar over here. So I'm watching it, but I'm not necessarily talking about this. I'm just looking if we're going to make that double dip down. So If we don't want that double dip down for the Qs, then you probably have to see some good price action for the next 30 minutes. I have to turn on some tunage. Did I teach myself? Technically, no, at least not initially. I chose what to teach myself after some time. So I taught myself a lot. Well, I guess I took courses to teach myself a lot. And then once you know a lot of technical analysis, it's still good to see what things you are good at using, what things you are bad at using. So I would put it as, no, I learned from a bunch of other people at first. Then after I got to a point where I felt comfortable with technical analysis, I started to look at it on my own and formulate my own decisions. And that's what really benefited me for the better moves going forward, right? I became a better trader once I started to realize, what am I good at? What do I suck at? What am I good at using? What do I suck at using? What actually helps me to find a trade setup? And then you put all that together. Double bottom most likely, but you know a double bottom doesn't have to be perfect, right? A double bottom on a 5-minute can literally look like that. It can look a lot worse than that, by the way. It can look like this, and then you see a big ass wick. Oh yeah, yeah. This is a 5-minute downtrend, right? Yes, this is a 5-minute downtrend. So like, that's kind of what the course is for. It's to give you everything that I think you need to know, just like me in the past. But I tell you everything that I think is more important for you to know in trading, like to actually start trading a little bit quicker, to start back testing, to start practicing. And then once you get comfortable with practicing, using low amounts of money, that way you know how you're going to react emotionally. This would have been a great test to see if you react emotionally right now. If you're thinking about absolutely shorting everything right now, then yeah, you might want to take into consideration the emotional side of trading. Because are you just doing that? Are you wanting to short right now because you see a bad signal? And are you doing the right moves to short here for the period of time that you probably need to? Are you just reacting because you saw a very, very ugly red day like everyone else? 0.996 was at 1.06. You know, that's what you really want to start to do. You want to start with the base of knowing things, right? You want to learn things, read the book, go into it, take a course, do this kind of thing. You want to learn all those things, and then you want to start to realize, what do I suck at? You've got to pump it up. There's a gap just under the low of last night. Is that this guy? There it is. I might go on an Amazon shopping spree. That's fucking great. You say double dip, do you mean the double bottom or a new low for the keys? So yeah, so it could be a new low. And it's very obviously can be a new low, though, just so you're aware, Prabs. Because down here, look at your daily expected move. So you always want to be open to that. You want to realize how big your zone is, but you're not necessarily looking for double bottom to just buy at the double bottom. You're looking for the signal that this has confirmed as a potential high probable double bottom. Then you see that confirm by getting above this level. Then you see a big move. Then you see if the 2-hour was able to curl up, then or a 30-minute was able to curl up, then you can keep going, right? That's how you want to treat it. I don't want to just be like, oh, it touched that low again, so I buy something. That is not it. In the course, we talk about 3 to 5 reasons to take a trade. Is there 3 to 5 reasons even on this little 5-minute chart right now to take a trade? No, you got maybe one. You got a retest of a breakout area. We have a support zone. So you're in a support zone. That's it. That's one. If I take a trade based on one, I'm going to lose a lot of money over time. UVXY has seen a major reaction up, right? So, well, and actually UVXY didn't even move. Like, I know it moved a lot, but my goodness, I thought it would move even more than this. It's skying up. Like, When you take this as more like, hey, did that go positive? Okay, there's one reason it goes positive. Hey, it made a base, that's positive. Hey, the volatility index itself is curling up. Okay, that's 3 reasons right there. Hey, the SPY is curling down. That's 4 reasons right there, right? Because we look at SPY when we're paying attention to VIX plays, right? There you go. Hey, do we have a big event that can cause big volatility? Yes, we do. What's the direction right now? Well, everything is telling me volatility is going to pop. Okay, cool. I can take volatility. Now you don't have that today. What are your reasons at this point to get in? Well, is it the daily? Well, the daily's curling up. Where is it? Well, it's overbought. That's not necessarily when I want to get in. Maybe there's a 2-hour opportunity. Oh, look at that 2-hour. It's not saying this can't keep taking off. It's making decisions, right? Making good decisions for a consistent amount of trading time, right? Consistent. That would be a better opportunity. What I just made on my chart, this would be a better opportunity. That's all I'm trying to think about right here. I'm like, where's the opportunity? I'm not moving to get into this right now. Even with the big upward move, even with the weekly crossing on the VIX, right? Even right here, it's crossing up on VIX, crossing up. But I know how things work a lot of the time, right? And I'm just going, okay, let's wait till the end of the week, then I can make a decision. Wait till the end of the week. This is my signal, and I'm waiting for the completion of the bar. Got a day and a half left, right? Let's go back into this on a 5-minute just to look at it. So it's like, hey, if I get this is when you can start to pay attention again, all right, for volatility. Yes, this can continue, but does that mean this is a very obvious, less risky opportunity? Well, I need this to drop for volatility to continue to, or for UVIX to actually continue to go up. Where are we right now? Well, we're at a monthly expected move. So right away, I have a 68% chance to just stay in this area for the entire month of December now. That doesn't sound good for my trade if I want to be short for, say, a month. Doesn't sound very good. I'm going to lose a lot of value with time. So maybe I could pay attention to more when we get that retest as we're at bottom Bollinger. Maybe we get that retest of the 20, then we see that thing curl down on like a 2-hour, right? Or even a 30-minute. Then we curl back down. Then I go, okay, awesome. Now I see some bad structure. We're heading into the end of the month. Oh, January, we could start to go down maybe to a monthly low, right? A monthly expected low. That would be a better, I would say, a less risky opportunity if I saw that. That's how I would put it. Now we're getting that double dip into the zone. We're seeing a little reaction here. Let's watch it. Apple rejecting. I'll go check it on my other screen. Yeah, I told you this 30 minutes is where, you know, by 10 o'clock, we probably have to buy up a little bit here. Unless we want to go down for a little bit more of a double dip. What was it? Apple? Yeah, see, Apple went up and it's testing some stuff right now. $30-minute did not curl up for Apple just yet. See, this is where the 5-minute could take a double dip on Apple. I'd be happy with it. But it also is trying to retest the 5. It broke above the 5, retesting the 5. Now we're going to head upward maybe again. We'll see for some kind of ABC little thing there. Something I do need to put out. God, I need to remember to do this before we do the course sale for Christmas. Because things are volatile, we want to start that sale a little bit earlier, maybe for the weekend. But I just want to put on that course how to get the 5-day on your chart like I have it. The 5-day, if you notice here, is right here, right at the weekly expected move right now. It is something helpful. And then we'll put out a video discussing how you can utilize it. All right, guys, I'm going to use the restroom just for 1 minute here. All right, quick little pee, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, 2 seconds. Okay, not 2 seconds. It takes me longer than that. Okay, like a minute. I'm back. Did we rocket ship? Oh, damn. Alrighty. All right, let's go look over here. Everything looks almost identical now. Have not filled these gaps though, have we? I guess that's the gap, huh? Maybe we'll leave it behind. IWM seems to go down the deepest, and it actually filled its gap. Interesting. Video. Screw you, AMG, even though you're gonna get a 30-minute pop here. Screw you, dude. Screw you, bro. We don't like you no more. Get out of here. Oh my god, why'd that throw me back to like Buddy or something? Oof. Heart-wrenching. Nuke. 5 stars like, yeah, you wanna know how to do it? Yeah, you see a big dip like this, buy calls like a month out. Which actually probably works. That's the funny part. And UKK. I think I heard about this. Wasn't this thing going nuts yesterday? Yeah. You're getting that 30 minutes finally crossed down. This could be your opportunity time. Now this is probably going to dump. This is probably going to dump all the way to where? Probably our 5-day moving average, honestly. Now, I'm not saying it has to, but if this is crossing, it would lead you to believe, hey, most likely we're going to do this. Now, with these type of moves, you can look at a little 5 minutes, see if that thing's positive, but look at the divergence here, right? Kind of for a double top, actually, because of the closing of the bars. That's some divergence there. So it is leaning towards a 30-minute pullback, just so you're aware. Something you can look for is that 5-day moving average or the break. The first breakout, the second breakout. So anywhere in here is where I'd be paying attention. If we lose that, I think we'd gravitate to the next one. So you're looking at 1550 and 2818 are what I'm kind of paying attention to if I was looking at this. But this is great. It's a very high up move. So likely too, even if this goes all the way down to here, if this is positive, this can't curl up, right? If this is positive at any time, that can be the next move up. Huge move there. Wayne's World, party time, excellent. Oh, yeller. Yeah, that's a cool one though. What a move! Congratulations if you caught that. That didn't look like the easiest catch. Remember we were talking about how the pretty much the SPY, the Qs, everything needs to see positivity for the next. It really needs to see positivity by 15 minutes from now. Because this is the risky part here, is if you start to keep confirming down now, then it is very likely we're going to take out that low for a bit. Yeah, BT. It looks good, right? It looks fantastic. You're not saying that's bearish just yet. You're just like, hey, okay, now we can experience a pullback. It was a rapid upward move, so you could see a little waterfall of selling there, right? We can see if selling would fear people out of that. Hey, selling begets more selling. On the 1 hour and 2 hour for NVIDIA. Let's go check real quick. Look at that, rejecting on the 5, great stuff. 30-minute looks like it wants to curl up. Where is it? Positive territory. Okay, awesome. 2 hour, you could say potential for divergences here. You could say potential. Yeah, you kind of have the double bottom here, so you'd like to see it on the 30-minute a little better. It's not really there. Let's try an hourly. Wherever I can see it clearly. We never confirm back down, so I think you're right to call it out on the 2 hour chart. Now you're looking for that good green closing bar above the 5 and the 9-day right there, and then you do have divergence across the way. So you kind of have it here, a little one, and then you have it all the way across. I'm not going to call it triple divergence, but I will say you have multiple divergences here in some way. So if this can confirm up with a solid positive bar above the 9, which this weirdly enough is a positive bar, just so you're aware, this is a plus 1.83 right now bar. You notice we're just at that 5, so if we can close above that, ooh, that would actually have some inclination that this daily might turn up. Isn't that freaking crazy? So you might have a daily cross up for NVIDIA. everyone's bearish yesterday, right at the end of the day, and you're going, oh, I'm paying attention to divergence. Very, very good. I like to see that, Matthew. Got to make sure everything's confirming. Understand the environment that you're in. This does not mean, oh, I'm doing the right thing, so I don't have to pay attention to risk. Pay attention to if the trade is going to go wrong. The good part is that's a 2-hour signal. So if you take it based on the 2-hour signal, you can just say, hey, if this 30-minute curls up, there's a very good likelihood that 2-hour keeps going, if that keeps going, if that keeps going. But if this 30-minute rotates down, you want to treat that seriously. But I think this is going to carve out, and you can see your first low, higher low, see if you make the higher high. Watch out for divergence, but maybe you see a good move here. GME popping off. Kind of. 30-minute needs to cross up here. The bad part about this is great. The fight, right? We know this is the fight zone. Our purple line is always going to be the fight zone. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Oh, crap, we're about to lose. Like, this is why I'm like, oh, this happens right as GME is about to, you know, cause margin calls and things like that by closing up here by Friday. And it's like, okay, flush. Let's put out some bad news. No. Just want to pay attention to if the signal looks good again. If this crosses up like this, that can be a good sign. We even have structure if we want to go through more of that consolidation phase. Left head, right shoulder. Maybe that was all just selling stuff for them to buy into AMC and GME. Who knows? But AMC a little bit more lackluster. GME, we got it. The only bad part about this is the fight up here was technically lost, right? That was lost. Now you're going to retest it. This is a big moment, actually. It's a pretty damn big moment for GME. So keep me updated on if we're able to confirm a 30-minute or if we're able to not wick out above this. If we get a closing bar up here, someone's got to let me know. That's a great move. Looks like it's kind of just getting started, too. Kind of wild. I wonder if, are they seeing premiums? Would you still be holding VIX in my portfolio after the big drop? Well, I'm someone who likes to take profit, and the SPY hit a monthly expected move, so I would be taking profit. That's me, though, right? Don't, you know, we are our own people, right? We make our own decisions, but if a monthly expected move gets tagged in one day, I'm saying thank you for the profits. Let's look if people are buying this thing. Let's go see. Look at next week. Not the most. I think GME was the one. Yeah, now it's in the breakdown area. So now we want to watch that test. This is not looking like a crash. That's what I'm saying. We got to know by the end of the week. We have time to figure it out. That's why it's nice it happened on a Wednesday. Sold UVIX, bought SVIX. Hey, there you go, Jeffrey. Hey, that's just trading like water, Jeffrey. I dig it. Once again, we need to see, I think, a little bit more positivity than this. A little bit more. Let me go look at that futures thing again. Sorry, I'm a little far away from my mic, but I'm looking at stuff for you. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's a pretty damn good wick. 10 minutes left, though. We'll see. The GME 595. Good. You're getting up to you're at that breakdown area right now. We gotta see if that can hold. And they stopped fighting GME a little bit yesterday, and AMC. Looks like call option going too nuts for next week. We're really thinking something that's gonna happen. Oh, okay. January 10th. Okay, yeah, you are seeing some people moving into options here. For both, yeah. The only bad part is we're below that weekly expected move now for AMC or for GME. It's kind of like the battle's been won by them for now, but who wins the war? That was just the first battle. That's kind of what it seems like. Great upward move. Still a good upward move. My goodness. GME is moving. AMC's a little behind here. Oh, but it's scooping up a base. Ooh, we are at the weekly expected move now for GME. There you go. And here's where we see. This is another battle moment for GME. Just so you are aware, if you want to, you can watch it on 5 minute for funsies. There you go. You can see the breakdown little zone we would draw. And there you go. We'll see. Put a little bit more time there. SPY. It's funny. It's like the market's reacting to it as well. Yeah, is the market going to keep going down then? Like if they want to force GME and AMC down, then it looks like it's moving a little bit in tandem with the market, just a little stronger. I would suggest if that happens, we actually might continue this down. We shall see. Fix, did that turn up on the 30-minute just yet? Oh, it's trying to. Oh, it's trying to. Oh, that thing is trying. Oh shit, this might actually give you the double dip now. 100. Might have to stay on for a little bit extra. It's not going to confirm by 10 my time. I did go get coffee, guys. I did go get coffee. All right? Don't worry, I got it. And everyone wondering, don't you love weekly expected moves? My goodness. But it looks like the market's kind of turning down with that, like the SPY doing it at the same time here. We see the 5 minute here. Oh, bad things. We see like SPY starts to experience bad too. So it's very interesting. It's all like in tandem. It's like everything is moving in tandem right now. Apple, did you see it? Yeah, you did. Nvidia? Nvidia didn't. Yeah, still dropping off from that. 5 minutes. AMC. AMC actually still reacting up. That's good. Might have to make a decision with the AMC if I want to do something here or not. This just looks like pretty good. That would look like a very good higher low. Oh, then we start. Get some red there. God, weekly expected moves are so cool. NVIDIA has to climb if they're going to, and yeah, NVIDIA's looking like it wants to climb. We just pointed out those 2 hour divergences. That's why I'm kind of like wanting to sit back and just watch AMC or GME drop to lower prices. I really am starting to be inclined to believe that AMC will go down towards something like 360 to 380. But there's only a 2 hour crossover that really adds some validity to that. Right? It's if the 2 hour can cross, then that becomes very, very likely. That has not happened yet. I'm trying to see, are we carving out the higher low? Or are we going to see the 2 hour cross down today? Then we get more pulling back, more pulling back. Here's the thing, let's go do this. Let's do this real quick. I'm gonna look for you guys. All right, GME this week, you have Total amount of open interest is 224,000 contracts. Okay, that's for this week. For next week, you only have 74,000. So for this week, do they want to pay out? Like, if you're going to see something past $30, by the way, $30 is where they really want to close below $30. Look at us drop below $30 right here. So if you close above $30, there are a surging amount of contracts there on the call side, 21,766. So if I was the market maker and I was trying to really abuse this stock, I would not want to close this thing above $30. So the way that actually you could cause a momentum to happen is if, say, GME actually released some news like tomorrow during market hours that cause this towards the end of the day to end above 30. If it can end above 35, even more. If it can end above 40, that is when you're probably going to see a squeeze in the next week, right? Going on into it. But are we even close to that? No, we're still doing the $30 fight, which is expected here. But just to put it in perspective, you have 3 times less options out there for next week than you do for this week. So I would highly assume they want to fight the stock this week since it's 3 times bigger this week. That's what I would say. Let's look on the AMC side of things. And hopefully that makes sense. Someone tell me if I make no sense. On the AMC side of things, you have 370.3 thousand open interest. So just in contracts out there. And we'll notice that $5 is the key level. We are not even close to $5. So I don't think they're too worried about AMC, and the max pain for AMC is still 450. Now, if we look at that still comparable to next week, well, look at that. You have 4 times less contracts out there for next week than you do for this week. And the call amount for next week is only 52,000. The call amount for this week is 312,000. So you're looking at almost a times what? Times 6? So do you want AMC to close at higher levels this week? No. But if it does, you can see how much pain that would cause. That's all I'm trying to put out there. And these things are, hey, they're moving pretty good, actually. So it's a battle. And it's like, hey, if you win the battle this week, you probably won the war. On the retail side. If you win the battle this week for the short sellers, you have a battle next week. You have a battle the next week. You have a battle. Like, that's the problem. I don't think they have the opportunity to win the war when you really understand this. The way they win the war is probably doing the most effed up stuff you can think of. All right, so that's surging higher. Good job. AMC now testing the 5-day. GME trying to pile up in here. That's good. Holding above 30 is a good thing. All right, let's go look at the SPY. Let's let that thing do what it wants to do. Let's look at the SPY here. So you'll notice, right, when that starts to go up, hey, GME goes up, the SPY goes up too. So we'll see. Retail hour is fun, isn't it? VIX turning up on the 30-minute. Let's go check on that bad boy. 30-minute, gonna cross up. Ooh, now you're red. 10 minutes left. This is what I'm saying, like, it leads right into like 10 o'clock for me, you know, I don't know what time you're at, but I'm paying attention. I'm like, hey, in the next 30 minutes, we got to see positivity. DJT, I can talk about that for a split second because DJT actually shows a signal here. Look at the structure on the 5-minute. It's the same. It is the same. Everything, it looks the same right now. Now you're going to go through that time where you're like, is it going to be different at some point? Well, this here has 2-hour divergence. That has confirmed. So that means if it has 2-hour divergence, it is very likely to curl down the daily chart. Right? Curl down the daily chart. This looked great. Great news with it. Other things popped because of that great news. But DJT just made a 2-hour divergence here. So if that says the daily is likely to cross, you're already seeing confirmations below the 5 and the 9. So if you start to do that, you want to be paying attention to the fact that this is close to the center line. This can go all the way back down to our buy zone. It can. Just do what? Ooh. Now, I don't think that full measured move plays out. So what we can pay attention to for now, though, is, hey, the 30-minute, that's pretty beat up. Maybe we're going to get a reaction up here. Maybe we're actually going to hold up better than I think. We have not curled down the daily time frame yet. We're testing one of the breakout areas, right? We already tested that once right here. So it's a good level to bounce from. But I'm just going to stay aware of some potential trappiness out there. Nail. Oh my gosh, I'm scared to look at Nail. I love Nail. I'm not in Nail. I haven't been in Nail for a long time, but my goodness, that is your home builders. It's a leveraged ETF there. 45% down. Oof. I'll tell you when I buy Nail. These lines. That's when I buy Nail. I'll just tell you. Oil, still trying to get that reaction up, kind of failing at this moment. Not able to fully curl up this 30-minute just yet. We shall see, we shall see. Young Padawan. Oh, full nerd came out right there. Full freaking nerd just came out. Yeah, it's not looking pretty, man. Why did I step in your... I cannot find one like that on TradingView. Which one do you use? Thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna put that out on the course, but I can let you guys know later. I do have to hop off soon, so I don't think we have too much time. But if it helps, you can just do. I just type SMA. Like you just go indicator and type SMA, right? And you just do moving average simple. Do this one. And then you have to change the settings a little bit, but we can go over that maybe tomorrow. It's nice to have. Pasty Trade talking about them crushing the market around January 20th. Crushing? Like when you say crushing, BT, do you mean crashing? Like kind of sucking it away? I had something. I had one, like I pay attention to some timeline stuff. Like I'll make correlations and look at the timing of things. And one of the timings for a dramatic drop was January 21st. Longs could slap cheeks. And here's the thing. I think people realize that, and that's why volatility dropped off so dramatically, is like this in volatility means puts got really expensive. Now calls might be cheap. And now everyone, when they're expensive, flies to the put side. And I'm like, oh, okay, I might look at some calls somewhere. I'm going to look for an opportunity for a swing somewhere. Oh, that's true, max effort. I don't have limits on mine. That's good. Maybe give that a try, Sid, if you don't have some indicator slots. Santa will bring Amazon up. That's facts. Like I said, they want people spending money. You know what would cause people not to spend money? A stock market crash. Like if you see another day like we did yesterday, that would probably convince you like, hey, I'm not going to go buy presents this weekend. I'm losing a ton of money. I don't think they want that. But I think they could go for a double dip. Let's go look at these futures over here. I got to look at them again because they're trying to stay on oh my goodness, it really looks like you want the double dip for at least the Qs. Where are the Qs? The double dip looks very likely. You can almost see the little mini cup and handle type thing going on, or just consolidation, little triangle for continuation down into our buy zone. Very nice though, because we drew the buy zone and then we popped up from it. That's nice. So we're drawing things pretty well, but we have to realize this is a zone. It's not a line in the sand. Nothing should be a line in the sand when trading, right? You can always violate a line. You just want to see if it builds back up. That's why I like zones better. And we do talk about zones a little bit on in the course. What do you guys think? Like, can we do, actually, I'm going to do a poll real quick. I'm going to do a poll real quick, okay, guys, to end the stream. So I can stay live for, and have a reason to, so my wife doesn't yell at me. I'm going to do a poll real quick, okay? I just want to see how many people out there need it right now. That's why I'm going to do the poll. I am not trying to egg you on or anything like that. I am trying to just figure out if it would be useful for you. Just if it's useful for you, right? If you've already taken the course, hey, you can still vote. If you think it's good for people, you can still vote. But for the most part, try to be people who maybe haven't taken the course yet. Have you done AMD? Just came from work, so didn't tune in since. Yeah, we can look at AMD again. AMD, I talked about it very critically the day of that morning, right? I talked about it pretty critically because I was just like, you know, you guys, people were liking the signal. That's great. Always paying attention if you can take back the 5. But I told you I managed risk here for a break even. Then I could have gotten in when it curled back up, but I said, I'm not going to put all of my, to put any eggs in the AMD basket before a big event. Let me see how the big event goes, see if it takes back 5, and then I can maybe make a decision. That's all. That's all. But for now, you don't necessarily have good reversal signals, anything like that. For something like AMD, genuinely at this point, I would wait for daily momentum in some way. Because this is, remember, you guys always have to keep this in mind and why I haven't traded this in a long time for the most part. Even with those good signals, I told you, I was like, God, I hate doing this. I don't want to do it. Monthly divergence was here, so this can get even uglier for AMD. I'm not saying it can't bounce, but this just convinces me, like, if I'm going to take any upside plays, I got to be brief with it. And that's why I got convinced out of this, and that's why I was talking about it before I closed the stream and saying, hey, yeah, if you want to do it, as long as you know how to manage risk, you're good. So you had to manage risk right here. Your risk management said right here, right around 125 to 126. It said bad, and then it got bad. That's it. There's no real great signals. You have a 2-hour one. I would maybe watch that one, but I'm staying far away from AMD for like ever now. I'm thinking about replacing it on our moves. Yeah, and you're just looking for better signals. And I would more so, since that has curled down on a monthly, I would be trying to look for those monthly signals. Something like on a weekly, something like on a daily, Bexon. It rejected from there before the big drop. I sold my AMD call when I saw it testing the 5. Perfect, yes, Onda, exactly. Okay, awesome. So it's nice to hear that some people were doing those type of things, because that's exactly what I did with NVIDIA just a couple days before that, right? A few days before that with my NVIDIA play, I said, hey, we're seeing this move, but why is NVIDIA not taking back the 5? And I talked about that as well. So very good to hear that, Onda. I'm very happy to hear someone managing risk at the right time and not getting beat up by all of this. The cool part for me, and the thing is, I should have done it, was I was like, man, this is going to break in one way or the other. I drew up the 2 scenarios. One of them was this. The other one was this, right? A little bit higher up. When we came to here, I went, wow, that's funny. That's what I drew. That's what I'm expecting. And then the 30-minute rolled, and it rolled hard. And I right here, I was like, I really want to short that. And I didn't. And then it just kept flushing. And I was like, that's unfortunate. Should have done it. You always have those moments where you're like, should have done it. But here's the other thing. At least I didn't lose money in it. You know what I mean? That's the good part. We're going to leave that up there. That if you guys could vote real quick, I would appreciate it. And SPY 370 by June of next year. Really? SPY to 370. Hey, the weekly signal might be with you on that. I don't know about... Wait, I'm sorry, 370? AVGO, you want AVGO on there? Boeing has great signals, guys. I don't know if 370 is possible. Boeing has great signals on the weekly. We talked about this when it confirmed right here. And this is where we were saying this means Boeing could be going through something on the monthly scale that could be a good thing. Look how close that is to the center line. You're talking about an investment. Hey, that is what this is saying. Now you're still in a triangle. You can see this get tight. But you also might want to ask yourself this, right? We talk about this all the time. Really, Reese? You're putting 100%, not 99% chance? So for this guy, one thing I would be asking, why is Boeing going to see some dramatic upside? Are we going to have some weapons companies start to pop off with this and stuff like that as well? There you go, Reese. I like it, Reese. There you go. I'm happy with that, Reese. Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of people had me look at this for the past few weeks, and we've said the same thing. It's, hey, you have weekly divergence. You have weekly divergence. That's very good at turning up monthly charts. You're on the 200. You have a low, a higher low, a higher low. Like now, the only thing you're in right now is consolidation. So you want to pay attention if this like curls back down on a weekly, probably still negative. So if that goes like this and it looks all jolly and good and then curls down, you want to be paying attention. It might not be the timing of it, but that might just be a pullback to actually break through. What you're hoping for is a strong move, a pullback on the weekly, and then probably that to move in the upward direction. That's what I'd be hoping for something like this. But it looks like, hey, it's going to curl up that monthly chart. That's what it looks like. That's what that signal suggests. Now, you always know that that's never 100%. So you have to know how to manage risk. All right, we got the Qs going negative. We have IWM going negative. Let's go over to the Qs. We just want to look at a simple 5-minute here. Blow that stuff up. We're piling up down here. That's what I'm saying, Reese. Reese number 2. Put some beasties on. Let it rock. Rock. Anyone know why I sound crash that bad? I mean, there's probably momentum answers for sure. Let's see. Sound at the top. Creating a bunch of little 5-minute divergence, but overall the 30-minute cross down where? The 30-minute cross down here at a price point of 21.31, and since then has not confirmed back up, so you would expect downside. It was a rapid upward move, so a test of the 5 would be very likely. You are testing the 5 right now. You're right on top of it. This is actually where support could come in. But if you're waiting, you can see if there's confirmation from a 30-minute chart to see the next upside move for sound. Because if you keep going down, you're confirming the 2-hour right now, and that would suggest you might head all the way down to $15. That suggests you could head down to $15 to $13. And that is trying to confirm right now. Strong confirmation, even going below the 20 on the 2-hour. DJT as well. Pretty strong confirmations there. Did GME break through? Ooh, good thing we have weekly expected moves. Don't you love them? But it's holding up pretty well. Holding up pretty well. Weirdly enough, GME holding up better than the SPY right now, or better than the Qs on our screen here, better than the SPY. Right? GME's up here. SPY's down here. Are we making a potential double bottom here? Let's do a 1 minute. Let's really have some fun. We have 1 minute divergence, guys. This could confirm as a double bottom. I'm just trying to let that pull go for just a little bit longer. If you're interested in the course in any way, you want me to start that sale for the weekend, I can maybe put that up there. We can start it maybe tomorrow. And I'm going to have that be more of a new year, new me sale. Okay, I want it to be a good opportunity to go into the new year with a fresh start, right? People use the new year as a fresh start, and I think that's great. And you can sit there and you can be like, look, I got beat up sometimes with trading. Maybe I need to get a little bit better. Maybe I just want to learn a little bit more, and maybe this can help me even just a little bit to make me that little bit better that helps me in my future. And that's what I want to do. Maybe it ends up even helping you a lot more than you expect, which usually ends up being the case. Even people who have traded for a while, they come in, they take the course, and they go, okay, that helped me way more than I thought. All right, SPY, there you go. We'll see if this is a 1 minute double bottom. Having some fun looking at a 1 minute chart. But once again, SPY moves up, GME starts to move up. That's a pretty strong move there. Alrighty, we are confirming that this could be high probable to be a double bottom on the 1 minute chart. We are confirming that in 27 seconds. Wonder if AMC is seeing positivity because of that. AMC and GME both give, AMC more looks like a continuation triangle. So we'll see if that breaks up or breaks down, if it's continuation or consolidation to make the next upward move. Confirmed, little wick at the end. Oh man, I wonder if that's going to cup and handle out. Nice for the 1 minute, little head and shoulders. Breakdown for the measured move. Come down to potential for a double bottom, but also you got to be open to, ooh, is this some kind of little cup and handle, right? This is why I don't do minutes. It's too fast. I realize my skill is not on the 1 minute chart. That's what I realized a long time ago. Let's look at GME now. Which means if they can't push the market higher without sending GME and AMC higher, that's a big problem for them. You would expect after yesterday's madness that they would have liquidity for today in some way. Let me look at futures again. This guy, yeah, you have to buy up, like, you have 12 minutes to buy up here, or else this starts to get more likely to see deeper prices down in here, more likely to fill the gap, honestly. You got 12 minutes to do it. Nice little retest. All right, breakdown area. Retesting the breakdown again on the 1 minute. I never look at 1 minute, so I'm just doing this because kind of some fun. JT moving in the same fashion, SoFi moving in the same fashion, Palantir with the better upward move, gold actually giving a real divergence down there outside of a weekly, looking like you're gonna get a 30-minute pop from gold, which might mean the dollar is going to subside, but the dollar is actually still increasing here, so that's a big problem. Some contradictory things there. No confirmation on the other stuff. How do people look at 1 minute charts? It moves constantly. Yes, 40, 70, 100% drawdown, gold. Oh my god, my chat is like loading right now. It's moving. So I'm sorry I can't get to chat. It's moving really fast. Try 1 second. Oh my god, no. Oh my god, no. Yeah, Lizard, I think that's the overall thing too. Discount City right now, dude. Go in 1 second. All right, we'll do 1 second for you guys. All right, let's try to do a fake trade on the 1 second. Let's see if divergence holds in some way. We're gonna have to see a big upward move though. Oh my god, this is toxic. This is toxic. This is awful. Oh god, cup and handle. Come on, you're positive. Curl up. There you go. No, you need a bigger push than that. You need a bigger push than that. Push, push, push. Confirmation. Let's go. Oh, big gap up. Okay. Oh my god, we took out the high. Holy sh... This is insane. This is nuts. Oh my gosh, we're squeezing. I hate it. You guys, I hate it. I can't do it. But there's that upward move. Remember what you were saying? I was just saying it gets a little bit worse if we don't do this in the next like 12 minutes. Let's see if we get more of it. That is awful. Yeah, Tina, and I think that's great to say. It's great to understand what you're good at and what you're bad at and focus on what you're good at. That's it. And then you might need to even wait for an environment where you're good, right? If you're very good at trading when volatility is high like myself, you see that I'm more slow with my plays, right? Because I like when volatility is a little higher. I like these type of environments. So I'm looking at, hey, do things curl up and do I get to make a decision this week? I like 5 minutes, Raymond. Maybe some other people who scalp a little bit more often than me could tell you, but I like 5 minutes when I do it. I do like a 5-minute, 30-minute little thing. I'll see like a 30-minute. Oh, is that 30-minute going to curl up for a positive move, a negative move? Okay, awesome. Can I see a little 5-minute signal in there? Awesome, I caught it. Awesome, I can make a little 20, 30% there for a second. Snap. Solid wick there. Now we might not need to look at those little charts anymore. Is Snap? Is Snap still a thing? I'm just going to be honest. I never look at Snap. Ew. Ew. Ribbed for her pleasure. Ew. Hey, not bad. I mean, you have divergence, so that's a problem. But hey, you're still positive, so maybe we can get rid of that. Maybe we can get rid of that. That would be cool. So I'll be watching still if the daily's able to confirm up. I think that would be a good likelihood that this is all just some kind of massive consolidation. See that W? Is it going to win? Well, I might want to see that. I might want to see this, and then we'd have some room to keep going. I don't think you see those reversal signals in this on the 2 hour just yet. You kind of have this one. You have it on the RSI just flat, so it's not the best. This guy's my type of guy. What up, Trips? Thank you so much for, if you would like to subscribe. I totally understand if you just want to hang out for the day, but we always like it when someone considers subscribing. 10K by Christmas. Bitcoin turning around. We were looking for the 2 or I think it was 4 hour confirmation up. No, it's still a 2. You still need the 2, but the ultimate thing is, I think, the 4. See the 4? It's close to the center line. That's what I'm looking for this uptrend to continue. You just haven't given the signals like this needs to drop really bad. You'd be more worried if we started to make lows below here, then you start to go lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. But for now, this is just low, low, maybe a low in here, right? But it came even with it, higher low, higher low, higher low. So just looking for if the 4 hour can confirm the next move. I'm very much so thinking that happens, just because we don't have the reversal signals we see a lot of the time for Bitcoin when it is going to see a drop like this. We didn't have it this time. That right there, we see a bigger drop, right? This was the flash crash moment in one time. Now you're seeing another one of those moments, but you just don't have the same signals as here. So it is very likely this is able to buy back up, but hasn't curled up yet. So we got to be bearish on it for now. 2 hour hasn't even curled up yet, right? But look, the 2 hour didn't even have great signals either. So you don't have to make those signals. That's why we're paying attention to the fact that the daily was able to cross. That is a very bad sign, but we'll see what happens by the end of the day. A lot can change by the end of the day. That's why we always say trade like gulp, 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 gulp water. H2O. My mama said that H2O is good for the soul. I stream every morning from open to about now. We're on a little bit longer just to see how this... Oh my god, of course you can firm up and you start to turn right back down. Volatility, you cheeky mother... That's why I was watching the futures, but there you go. So we got to watch that little 1 minute double bottom. That was cool. You're breaking through. Now you can really see how we're going like this. Maybe we go like this, then we dip down into the zone, then we head higher. That would be how I'm looking at the 1 minute chart, but I know my 30 minute, I'm just looking for that to cross up by the end of the day, and I think we make it back into the zone. Gatorade. Gatorade. All right, it's 10:26. I think that's all I got on me for now. I really do have to hop off, but I hope that you guys were able to take something away from this. Hopefully we were all able to learn something from yesterday, and now we're learning something today, which is, hey, we hit a monthly expected move. We are in a buy zone. Very risky place to start a short position. Instead of that, I might have wanted to start my short position up in these areas and then see that confirm down and go, okay, I'm making the right decision. Whoa, Tina, thank you so much for the $30. I really do appreciate that. I already bought coffee, but I'll tell you what, I'll use it to take the wife out for a nice lunch for you. How about that? Thank you so much, Tina, for the $30. Their first super on the live stream, so I do appreciate you coming in, Tina. I love the fact that you always have something to say. You always have a little opinion out there. We like opinions here. We like people to disagree. It is perfectly fine with us. So, whoa, $30. Oh my goodness. How much Bitcoin can I buy with that? Let's see. Let's see how much Bitcoin I can buy with that. 30 divided by 104 roughly thousand. I can buy 0.00028846153 Bitcoin with that. So thank you so much, Tina. I really appreciate it. If I don't take the wife out to lunch, I'll definitely buy that sliver of Bitcoin. No, I ain't buying at an all-time high. That's just not my thing. Thank you so much for that, though, Tina. I really do appreciate it, and I hope that you have a great day trading. Thank you so much, and I hope everyone has a great day trading. And you can always have a great day trading when you feel more in control, and that's why I think we can close down the little poll we are doing. And it looks like we have about a 76% there for the poll. Let's see those results come up. Ba-boom. All right, we have 76% of people saying, hey, yeah, I'd like to see that course at a discount. So we might start that up tomorrow. Be looking out for that tomorrow morning on the stream. Be looking out for that maybe even tonight in tonight's video. It's a great opportunity, guys. We're going into a new year. This is a great time to really start to look back on your year and say, what are some things I could have done differently? Where did I go wrong? Take some accountability for it. Once you take accountability for it, it's a lot easier to know how to stay in control. And if you have information that helps you stay in control, that can be even more beneficial. So thank you guys so much for being here today. I hope that you found some stuff helpful for today. Just note, we are below the weekly expected move for the SPY. We will be live tomorrow morning, and we will be putting out a YouTube video tonight, seeing what happened throughout the day. So thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Peace out. More downside due to triple witching. I would say pay attention to your signals very closely. I would also say, well, this probably took a lot of people. We know that this surprised a lot of people in the options market. It might have even surprised the market makers, which would mean a reaction up would actually make more sense to me. But the signals are what are important. It does not matter what I say. What matters is what are the signals saying. So if this 30-minute is able to curl up, hey, yeah, that's great. Are we rejecting from the weekly expected move? Are we curling back down into negative territory? Those are the things we want to be watching over the next couple of days. But just note that there is some great support here for the SPY. If we're able to take back the 50, we're in a little buy zone. We've gotten that to go down all the way to Bollinger, so we want to see that retest of the 21st, and then we can maybe make a decision whether or not this is going to break down further, aka a little bit more price action can tell us a lot more of what's to come. All right, guys, I really do have to hop off, but thank you guys for being here. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace out. Yeah, Courtney, and maybe we can talk about it further tomorrow, okay? I just don't have that time right now. So come at the open, Courtney, all right, and ask again. We'll see what the price action looks like tomorrow. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Oh, wait, I'm not going to put up the look at the link because we're going on a sale tomorrow. So I'm not going to put up like go look at the links because I don't want to sell you something when there's a sale going on tomorrow. That'd just be rude. All right, peace out, guys.